Yeah, so we have like six of us. I'm the father, she's the mom, and we have four boys. Chris is 22, Gregory 21, Nathaniel 18, 19. 19, yes. And Elijah would have been 16 by this year, yeah.
I've always wanted a big family. I think for him, because he comes from a family of 6 boys, so they really liked the company of many siblings. Okay, so that was one of the criteria why I also finally decided to settle down with him.
Yeah, so in terms of numbers, we originally were thinking of like 3, but somehow along the way we decided that, hey, maybe 4 is okay. After all, we didn't manage to get a girl by the third one. We say let's give it a shot, give one more chance, and then but somehow it turned out to be another boy. But it's still a blessing. We are happy with it. Yeah.
In the past, when the children were young, very young, I did a lot of breastfeeding, expressing, cooking for the children, and then bring them out to playgrounds and zoo and Lim Chu Kang farms. So, but gradually when we went on to primary school, then I did a lot of chauffeuring and taught them in school. So I will stay the whole day in school. Afternoons I will spend time coaching them and waiting for them for dismissal of their enrichment classes. Then is back home and reading and going to libraries. Yeah, but nowadays we have more free time. So now I'm a full-time tutor. We have more time to do our own personal training sessions.
Yeah, pretty much we actually committed almost 100% of our time towards the boys during the growing up years, as they are pretty grown up now. So the day itself, we spend a lot of time, besides work, both of us do a lot of workout, like the running, gym, etc. But not so much with the boys anymore because they are all so busy with their own stuff at this stage. So the growing up years was was very different.
For Charles and me, I think we are both very driven people. Okay, so he take on the role of the financial provider. So I take on the domestic portion. And during the early days, he was traveling 80% of the time. So I'm pretty much on my own. So my kids had surgeries and stuff like that. So I'm the one managing it. Okay, so because he really have faith and trust that I can handle and leave a lot of decisions to me, so we don't have much conflicts. So I think that is important. Spousal support is very important.
Yeah, so in that sense, I gave 100% of my trust to her in how she wants to bring up the boys actually. So in that sense, conflict was, I would say, very minimum. How about the, what we want to do in terms of the style of parenting. So in a way, I came from a little bit of old school kind of thinking, whereby the father kind of like work, the mother stay home, and then the boys are kind of like being brought up by the mother. Now, in terms of our relationship, we try to do things together. Even during the younger days, we did a lot of sports as well during our free time. But also at the same time, we try to find couple times, like going to look for some food here and there, just 2 of us. I think for Kelly, she actually sacrificed her career in the sense that she gave up her job and stayed home full-time to make sure that the boys are being brought up properly, to make sure that they have someone to look up to whenever they are home. A lot of admiration to Auntie Kelly, the fact that she gave up a lot for the children. And for myself, actually, a little bit more fortunate because I have the blessing of her staying home to look after them. But on the other hand, because of the cost of living in Singapore, as you all know, is not low. So we became a lot of challenges in terms of material, so-called needs. We compromise a lot in terms of what we want, in terms of materials needs. So I have always wanted certain things, but the fact that I know that I should not because of the family. So from that perspective, I think I did it for a good cause. Yeah.
I think the other one that we sacrificed on was like little things like if you want to go for holiday, it's just Malaysia at most. And we don't always eat out most of the time because it's expensive to bring 4 boys out for food. They can order 2 ribeyes, and then every one of them can finish everything. So it is really more economical to stay at home and cook for them. But at the same time, because of this decision, then I get to really hone my culinary skills. I love to cook. So my boys love to eat. Okay, so I think everything worked well together.
We go for holidays. At the beginning, it was all Malaysia, but then when the boys were growing up, we tried to go places lah. So we started going to different countries in the later part of their life. So one of the most memorable one, I would say, is probably the last time when I look at the stage of their life, I know that that is probably the last year that we will be able to go as one complete family. 2018, just after Chris actually finished his IP program. We know that after that he either going to uni, going to army. It will be a very difficult time for us, or rather, it will be very difficult for us to kind of come together one more time as a family to go together for vacation. So we did a kind of a more extravagant one. We brought them to Europe for 3 weeks. And every single day, every moment, we kind of treasure it. We know that this is going to be the last time that the complete family is going to be able to do things. So that was, I would say that I really treasured that because I know beyond that, it's going to be very difficult for all of us to come together again. And indeed, till today, 3 years down the road, Chris is in UK. Gregory went to the army for a while. He just finished his army, and Nathaniel right now is doing his army. So I do not know when we will be able to do the family thing again, honestly. So it's going to be a while, probably many years down the road. So I thought that decision to have the 3 weeks together was very memorable, and we did enjoy it as a family together. I would say a painful process. There were some, but not many actually. But there was one particular incident that actually happened many years ago, whereby one of the boys was actually rushed to A&E, and that he had to go through a surgery that actually will cause certain scar in his life. Kelly and I actually were very sad. We were actually the hospital. I think that particular incident kind of like reminded us how important they are to us. It turned out well ultimately it turned out well, but although there's still a scar. Yeah.
I always feel that a person's actions are very telling of their character. Okay, so as I bring up the boys, right, I feel that my role as a mother is to make sure that I shape their character. Okay, whether they are successful next time, how successful they are, that is secondary. Okay, but most importantly, I hope that instead of telling them and teaching them only, I must show by example. For example, if I want them to be nice to everyone, okay, even the way I talk to my helper, okay, how I treat her when she's sick, how they talk to her, it does matter. Eventually, they will model after me. Okay, so I'm very careful with the way I treat others, okay? And I remind myself that, especially when they go to, let's say, invites for meals, even if the food is not nice, not to their liking, they should always be respectful, and respect the time and effort by the host. I think this is very important. So I feel that I'm not perfect, but I try to show them integrity, how to be responsible, to be considerate to others. Yeah. So I hope that eventually I can see them all turn out to be men of character.
One of the most important part of my education to the kids is about being responsible. So all these times, I have shown them what it means to be a father, sacrificing a lot towards the family. Being responsible father is one aspect of it. And, growing up in a Christian family, I kind of emphasize to them the importance of, what it means as a Christian as well. And I think it had worked out well because the fact that, besides, making sure that they, in the growing up years, we send them to Sunday school, the cell group and everything else. And myself, being part of a cell group and BSF right now. So it's like showing them, that spending time with God is important. And also at the same time, showing them that, being a father of the family, being the head of the family, I take on the full responsibility to make sure that the family is well taken care of.
Okay, in the past, I used to be a tiger mom, okay? So I used to dictate the children's schedule, what they study, how they study, and what activities they partake in. Okay, but over the years, as the children grow up, I also have learned to relax myself, especially attending BSF classes. So now I am very much into letting God take the lead in their lives. So in this aspect, we have a little bit of difference in views, okay, because we have for so long, in a way, managed the children's lives. Okay, so for him to totally let go is very hard. I mean, he feels that we are of certain experience, we have more experience to advise the children so that they don't take the wrong path, which is not wrong, okay? But then again, I also, over the years, learned to realize that the best path that we think it is may not be the best path that for them, because only God will choose the path for them, and this is for God to lead them to where they are. So, and we already have brought the children up to learn to have faith and trust in God. So I have already taken myself off the driver's seat, and I allow God to guide them. So sometimes we squabble over this because he feels that what if the children take the wrong path? It's very hard as a parent to say, you let the unknown take over. This is our own journey as parents as well, to have faith and trust that God will be with our children. He will watch over them. I am very fun-loving. Okay, I like to do things on impulse. Okay, so my children are like me actually. Let's go and play tennis now. Okay, yes. So he doesn't take that very well, okay, because he likes to plan. We all love sports. Okay, maybe it's the way I bring them up. We love outdoors, we love sports. We love to try new things. So nowadays, when the children grow up, we do gym together. Okay, we count how many push-ups we do together, compare biceps. Yeah, so we do HIIT together. So, and we do personal training together too. And we love window shopping. We had a great time in Thailand, just eating and shopping. So maybe it's just me. I like to have fun. So when I'm with them, I'm reminded that I'm actually, I'm not that old. Yeah, yeah. So we have a very open relationship, as in they can tell me everything. We talk about their girlfriends, their future maybe marriage prospects or career. Okay, their fears. I'm careful with what I advise. Okay, because sometimes when I offer advice, it is humanly advice. Okay, it may not be what God directs them to. So I will always encourage them to pray to God, and then seek God's direction. And sometimes they will tell me, but God is not speaking to me. So I say, you must pray more, and then one day He will show you, maybe through people. Okay, so I think over the years, they're able to share the testimonies of their faith and what God has done for them because of all the trials, and all the answers of the prayers that God had done for them.
Yeah, so for myself, actually, honestly, because I have not really spent a lot of time with them, because the fact that I spend 80% of my time traveling actually in the early years. Now for me and the boys, the bonding may not be as strong, but again, they kind of like, our relationship is more like, sometimes they're friends as well, because especially in the later years. Now at the beginning, they were like a father figure kind of person, but when they became older, at the age when they are able to go for, let's say, beer, I actually brought them out for drinking, like say, to the pubs or to the bars, which they like introduce them to the secular world, what drinking places are like, and they kind of like enjoy, and they kind of like enjoy the fact that we were able to spend time together as father and son, and we talk about especially when we and again sometimes I would say a lot of times it's one-to-one, so that we can have the conversation instead of like, focusing into one and then neglecting the other one. So usually when I do that, it's like one, like me with Chris, me with Gregory, and me with Nathaniel, whereby, individually we spend time about, talking about life. What do you really want in life? What do you want to do? Again, from my perspective, I'm sharing more from my experience, whether do you want to, pursue this path? What does it mean? Pursue another path, what it means. So I'm kind of like sharing more about my experience, but again, like what we shared earlier on, end of the day, we let them decide what path they want to take. But hearing from our experiences, I hope that they will make a more conscious decision. A lot of times when I spoke to them, I give them the hard truth about what it means if you pursue certain kind of career option, for example. From the lifestyle that they're going to have, what it means, they just need to be mentally prepared that it's going to be that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. That if they pursue a career where it's going to be not as, I would say, lucrative from the materials perspective, the wealth perspective. What does it mean to their lifestyle? I want them to understand that, of course, life is beyond just work. But in reality, it means your lifestyle is going to change if you pursue certain kind of options. I share with them about, relationship, about boyfriend, girlfriend, about the type of girlfriends you should have. Even from young, the very first message I passed on to them, Mommy, if you remember, that I don't care what you do. It's not about, the look of the girl. Number one, you must find a Christian girl. So that was the first message I told them. And of course, you need to find a kind girl, that sort of thing. So, and also, of course, in any relationship, I told them about the, there's no bed of roses kind of life. You need to have understanding that, in relationship is a roller coaster ride. There are times that you will be happy together. There are times you'll be fighting each other. And that's part and parcel of life. From the relationship perspective. So I think these two aspect is very real, and the fact that I've gone through, especially with Auntie, 23 years together. So I know that is something that is it's not easy, because in any relationship you need to manage it.
Okay. Are you going to ask me the question? Yeah. Yes. Okay. Mine is not so serious.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of the hardest conversation is my sons have told me that, Mommy, don't be surprised that when I come back to Singapore, I'm going to come back with tattoos. Okay. So I was like, oh. Then he said, yeah. But, eventually it will be a tattoo sleeve. So, I don't know, I didn't have too much, I didn't say too much on that, because knowing my children's personalities, right? Certain, one of them, okay, if you push too hard to object, he will fight back and have whole body tattoo. So I cook my tongue, and so part of parenting is basically there's also strategies involved in managing the children. Some take the soft approach, some take the hard, some cannot take the hard approach, or some only can take the hard approach. So I literally have to think about how I react when they tell me things. So the other one is my third one said that, Mommy, I am going to apply to one of the overseas universities for a placement, because eventually I want to migrate, and if I like it there, I will stay there. Okay, so in my mind it's like, so I raise my children. At the end of the day, they don't want to be with me. Okay, so that's the hard truth. Yeah. So because all parents, or maybe most parents, they will love to have the children by their side when they are old. After seeing my oldest one go UK, and then I see him change and influenced by the friends there, the culture there. I think my heart has already the hurt, or has already sort of like healed better. So by the time I hear my third son say this, I'm actually a bit oblivious already. So it's also a learning journey for me as a parent that, you raise them, you put your heart and soul into raising them, nurture them. At the end of the day, their nest has no place for you. Their decisions that they make will not have you inside. So I have come to terms with that. So this is what I think many of my friends, who also have children of my son's age, right? They all face the same thing. So luckily we seek solace, in each other. Then we don't feel so bad. And the most importantly is, now we realize the importance of having friends, that as the children leave the nest, to seek their own, to pursue their own interests, right? we don't feel lonely because we have friends.
Yeah, so I think this, I have a little bit of differing view from Auntie here, because I think Auntie kind of like fight me on this many times. Because my perspective of, their life in the future, I told them that the sky the limit. In fact, I encourage them to go away if they want to. I have the opinion that if you feel like not living in Singapore, leave. And the world is so big. You want to go to the States, you want to go UK, Australia, anywhere, let's go. We are not going to be looking at them or looking after them forever. So let them choose their life. And again, Singapore is a small country. Don't tie them down in Singapore if they do not want to. And just let them do whatever they want. Right from the beginning, we want to make sure that they grow up in the church. They attended the Sunday school, and the church kindergarten, a mission school. So I think these are part and parcel of the plan to make sure that they are in a non-secular world from the education perspective. And also as a family, we used to have what we call family Bible study time at one stage of our life. When everyone was able to convene better besides their busy schedule. We used to come together, I think was it Friday evening? Right, and we used to study Bible together as a family. And then we talk about, talk about what we want and the week and what we hope to have, and we pray about it as a family. So, but also at the same time, we have always encouraged them to be part of a cell group. So they grew up, for example, the tackle box, now they have a cell group. For at least for number 1, number 2, number 3. The last one is still finding his, I would say, he's finding his way or his rope. Do I go to another church? Which I think many teenagers kind of like struggle with at a certain time of their life. But we kind of leave it to him. End of the day, I ask him to pray about it and decide for yourself. You need to find a church and not just, backslide, so to speak. So, so these are things that we kind of like, we lead by example, we show by example. And Auntie and I, we are part of BSF as well. So she has the women's BSF group, I have the men's BSF group. So, the children are fully aware of our kind of commitment towards God. Yeah.
The fact that our faith focuses a lot on our small groups gathering, that helps a lot. Because very often there are certain things that the children cannot confide in us. Girlfriends, cannot let parents know that they have girlfriends or boyfriends. Yeah, so then they need to have a listening ear from other people, okay? Maybe not from the same school. Yeah, so I find that the peer support is very important. And because faith emphasizes on small group, so it facilitates this transition into having self-support. And this self-support, I can see my children growing spiritually in their respective groups. I am very much at peace when I see them with such a strong belonging to the cell group, because I know that in times when they feel down, they have people in the church supporting them. Yes, sometimes when I see that they are stressed from exams, okay, I know that they are okay, they have all the help they need, okay, I just need to pray with him or pray for him, then things will be fine. When I was going through the toddler stage, right, contrary to what people think, people always say that, wow, 4 kids very tough, very hard on you. Actually, it's not tough on me, I enjoy every moment of it because I'm a very hands-on person. But the good thing is, luckily, I had help, help, okay? And my mom does help me a bit. But like, for example, when we go out to zoo, right, I don't bring the meat out. The older ones will take care of the younger ones, like mother goose, you know, the goslings like that. Yeah. So because of that, the children learned how to take care of each other and frees me, okay, frees my time to do other things. And I invested a lot of time to bring them outdoors so that I get them exhausted, okay, and then they had a fun time, you know, outdoors, and then when they go home, they sleep and they get my me time. So end of the day is to all mothers to be or fathers to be, having kids is tiring. You have sleepless nights, okay, but enjoy every moment, because whatever that you're facing now, very, very soon, okay, you realize that they have all grown up. Okay, now it's like 22 years, right? 22 years since we had our firstborn. You know, we can't believe that it's all over, you know, and our nest is almost empty. So the feeling is very real. Those days we had our children by our side 24 hours a day. You know, now we have to book time slot to have dinner with them, lunch with them, breakfast with them, you know, and they will tell you, oh, I can only afford half an hour, you know, but it's so precious nowadays. Of course, I understand that as mothers, when you have to care for them, you have to work, it is not easy, your tempers will fly, okay, but I do recognize that I see some mothers, okay, they are overwhelmed, and sometimes when they go home, they themselves are unhappy, and they will take it out on their children, and everyone is unhappy. So most importantly is, if any parent feels burdened or overwhelmed, please, by all means, go and have your me time, relax and chill. You will go home feeling very refreshed, and your children will love you for that.
Yeah, I think Auntie has said a lot, you know. We have gone through a lot as parents. I still remember the day when he was born. I look at him, I was like, is this my child? And then, am I a father now? And of course, we went through the years whereby we had to really manage the kids. You know, every weekend when I come back, of course, you know, I have to, you know, Auntie Kelly is a very hands-on person. And the fact that, you know, we have 4, and despite the fact that we had a helper, but we would never bring the helper out, because we know the importance of the bonding, to make sure that we are the one personally taking care of them, to make sure that we are the one that you know, taking care of their needs in every aspect when we are out, and letting them know that, hey, we are the parents, not the helper. So I think, you know, the growing up years, you know, went by so fast, and in the blink of eyes, it's like 22 years already. And like what Auntie said, you know, just treasure as much as you could as young parents. You know, don't be worried about, you know, it's this difficult time, because the moment, you know, where they are grown up, it's game over. Like now, you know, Auntie and I spend a lot of time together right now. In fact, the bulk of time is either in the gym or we go running together. Just 2 of us, nobody else at this stage of our life. Yeah, so teach them to grow up, or rather bring them up the Christian way. The reward is immense, because we see them, you know, how they grow their faith, how they grow up as young gentlemen, and also instill in them the importance of personality and character. I think is something that we could see the results because of our belief, you know, because we know that the kind of person, or the boys or the kids, or the person that we want them to grow up to be during the formative years, making sure that they are, you know, on the right path.
When you start to have children, you will feel that all your time is spent on the child, on the children, and your husband and the family. But very often I see parents losing their identities. Okay, I feel this is a very important aspect that they need to remind themselves that they are fathers, they are mothers, okay? They are husbands and wives, but they are also individuals themselves. Okay, so because sometimes when you lose yourself, and when the children upset you, your husbands or spouses upset you, you feel that whatever you do is not worth it. Okay, and so most importantly, as you care for your family and your spouses, right, you need to make time for yourself. You need to still pursue what you like to do. Okay, because you will find enjoyment and satisfaction doing things for yourself. You have your own life to lead. The children will grow up. Okay, your husbands will have their own careers and friends to focus on. Okay, the wives or the husbands, they will need to have their own friends to go out and chill and hang out with, you know. If you like baking, please by all means go and bake, but you don't need to bake, you know, every day, but you can go for a course, you can meet like-minded friends, okay. So then everybody grows, not just the children, not just the husband, but the wife also will be enriched. Yeah, so I feel, and this is especially important as the children grow up and leave the nest, you know. And then many friends that I know, they are at this stage where the children leave the nest and they have no friends because they didn't take time to build the friendship over the years. It's just total involvement in the children's life, and then suddenly when the children are not there, they feel totally lost, okay, and feel unloved and unwanted. So this is very important. I tell my friends all the time, please go and make new friends. You know, sometimes you need 10 years to build a real good friendship. You need to find friends too, you know. So I'm very happy, we are very happy that we have family friends to go out with. We went for overnight walks, you know. We're planning trips together overseas, just husband and wife only. So we have a few couples. So it's important because sometimes when the two of us, when we go for trips, not that we don't like each other's company, but then with more friends to talk, you have more ideas, more laughter, you know. It's much more fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Through these stories of faith, we hope to foster a culture of vulnerability and openness within our church community. If you would like to share how God has worked through your life, or if you think that your past struggles may encourage someone in this present moment, kindly drop us an email. If you are new to this church, come and visit us on our live stream on Sunday mornings, or you can visit our website at faithmc.sg. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you can keep up with our stories of faith.